Hello, class. Today I'll be doing my speech on drug and alcohol use for teens. My first part of my speech will be geared towards the parents, and the second will be geared towards the teens themselves. Let us begin. Parents, how many of us have teens? How many of us have teens that use drugs or alcohol? I know it's safe to say that as parents, you never want your kids to use drugs or even alcohol. I think that the best way to deal with this is to first prevent it. I think that in order to prevent it, the best way to do it is to be involved with your kids' lives, to know who their friends are, what their hobbies are. Now, why do kids use drugs and alcohol? I think probably the biggest factor is probably trying to fill a void, to fill a void that is emotional, like to be somebody or to feel something. I think the second could possibly be peer pressure. I think that an involved parent kind of can control what friends they have and affect their actions a little bit. Now, what if you have a teen that has used drugs or alcohol already? A parent that is educated, that knows what the popular drugs are, what groups are using alcohol, can better deal with the situation. You need to be educated so that you can see the signs so that you can intervene. I think the biggest part about intervening is to attack the situation and not the person. A lot of times you don't even know why that they possibly could be using it. Could be something that you're doing or something that they're feeling, and then just attacking them would make them want to do it even more. I think that attacking the person can be very detrimental, and there are ways to go about it. I think that if you find out your child is using drugs or alcohol, you know, trying to confront them about it, first of all, is probably going to make them mad and they're going to act violently, I guess you would say. But I think that you need to just be persistent because after all, it's our kids and we want what's best for them. Okay, now on to the teens. Alright, to the teens. How are y'all doing today? I'm sure that if I asked how many of y'all are doing drugs and alcohol, there would be no hands raised. But let me just give you my 2 cents. Spoken from a person that used to be a teen once. I dealt with persuasion from peer pressure and even had the emotional effects that made me want to do drugs and alcohol. But why would you want to do it? Being so young, you have a whole life ahead of you. At the moment, it might sound great, or if you did it, it might feel great. But let's weigh the pros versus the cons here. Um, to you, you might think that the pro is it feels great. It feeling great right now has long term health effects that could be very detrimental to you. They could, for instance, like ecstasy, puts pin needle size holes in your brain. Now, we aren't lizards, we don't regenerate. You lose your brain, it's your central computer for everything, from your feelings to your movements to your thoughts. Like, who wants to lose any of that? But most importantly, like, it'll affect your life's outcome. Think about it. Say you use drugs. You get caught using drugs. You can possibly get kicked out of school, and in the long run, getting kicked out of school will affect what college you go to. What college you go to affects what job you can possibly get. What job you possibly get controls your finances. You think of things being in the moment. Like right now it feels great, but what happens whenever you're older and you can't get a job, you have kids, and you can't support your family? Or worse, what if you're drinking and you get in a car wreck and you kill somebody? It's involuntary manslaughter, DWI, something that's going to be on your record forever. You think anybody's going to want to hire a person that does that? A lot of times adults speak to kids and they just think that, this, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. What do you know? You're old. You lived in a different time. You don't know anything. I just want you to think about how this will affect your lives and how it will affect the lives of others. Thank you, everybody.